Welcome to the Belmont Business Report. I'm your host, Paul Airasian. The Belmont Business Report is a community service that highlights Belmont businesses so we can meet the owners and learn more about their business. Joining me today is Ray Peleckas, owner of RayFit Personal Training in Belmont. Welcome, Ray. Nice to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Ray, tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and why you became a personal trainer.
All right, well, basically, Paul, I'm the oldest of 4 children. I grew up in Foxborough. I was that kid growing up who was always outside, climbing trees, playing kickball, just grabbing as many kids as I could and just doing outdoor activities versus sitting home on the couch, watching TV, eating Doritos. As I got a little bit older, early teens, I started becoming active in football, basketball, baseball, and I wanted to be good at those sports. So I realized early on that in order to be a better athlete, I had to get bigger, faster, I had to get stronger. So from there, I just started basically lifting weights. I got a few books, educated myself. When I was 13, I asked my parents for a weight bench for Christmas. And then over the years, I sort of just educated myself on different workouts to reach different goals, educated myself on proper nutrition. And then through high school, I sort of became the go-to guy to see if you had a specific goal, Ray would design a program for you to reach that goal.
So it started in high school?
It started in high school, yeah. It started early on. I knew that I wanted to be active in the health and fitness industry. So from there, I went to college, got my degree in business, continued to write workout programs for friends, for family. It wasn't until I was 26 that I knew I had to become a personal trainer. At that time, a good friend of mine who had gained 50 pounds since he graduated high school, so in 7 years he gained about 50 pounds. And he came to me, he was bent out of shape, depressed. He was like, I got no confidence. He's like, I gotta lose some weight, can you help me? So I worked with him for about 6 months, exercise, we did weights, we did cardio, we did circuit training, we talked about nutrition, I put him on a meal plan, and in about 6 months he lost the 50 pounds. And it basically changed his life.
So it was a lifestyle change.
It was a lifestyle change for him, yeah. I mean, he went from having no confidence to being a guy with a little too much confidence, I'd say. So
you did too good a job.
Yeah. But basically the way that I made him feel, it made me feel good because I had a small part in that lifestyle change that he had.
And it's nutrition, it's physical, it's actually mental, it's
a lot.
Esteem.
I mean, when you change someone's appearance or change the way they look physically, that helps them change on the inside as well. And that's the biggest thing I've noticed as I've progressed over the years as a personal trainer. It's not just about the physical change, it's more about changing the way people feel about themselves. That just makes me feel good.
What made you decide to open in the Belmont area?
Well, like I said, I grew up in Foxborough. I ended up getting a job as a personal trainer at one of the big corporate gyms in the area. From there, I sort of got certified through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. I got CPR certified. I got different specialty certifications. Once I got these certifications and really educated myself on the personal training aspect of it, I was like, all right, so I gotta move to this area. I can't keep commuting from Foxborough to Watertown. So I grabbed a small place in Watertown. I continued to train at this gym for about 2.5 more years. And basically, I proved to myself over that time that it was time that I opened up my own place. And a lot of my clients are from the Belmont area, the Watertown area. After looking at probably about 10 or 15 spots, the place I found on Trapello Road really hit home when I saw it.
It's a great spot.
And I thought it was a great location, convenient for all my clients. And I just thought that the foot traffic, the car traffic, it's on a bus line, it was just a great spot.
I've known a lot of personal trainers. What makes RayFit and Ray different from other fitness facilities and trainers in the area, Ray?
Yeah, definitely.
I know you and I know you're good, but what makes you different? Well,
the one thing that I learned from working at a corporate gym first that I didn't like was that once they get you in the door, they sort of forget about you. They really don't care about your issues, your concerns, everything sort of gets swept under the rug. So what I do as a personal trainer and what I've brought to RayFit It's basically, I need to get to know all my clients, Paul. I can't just have a one style of training fits all approach, okay? Because I manage programs for clients in ages from 6 to 72. So you need to know how to, as a personal trainer, you need to know how to assess your client, figure out what their goals are, figure out what their fitness level's at, and you need to come up with a realistic program for them to reach their goals.
So you have to build a relationship.
You have to build a huge relationship with these people. Some people are spending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a week with you, and you also have to make the workouts exciting, challenging, but you have to make it fun too, Paul. It can't, I've seen a lot of trainers at the gym I used to work at that they just stand there with their hands behind their back counting reps. 1, 2, 3. To me, that's boring. That's not my style of training. I'm more dynamic than that. I'm moving around. We've got the radio going. I'm encouraging. I'm motivating.
Well, you deal with many different age groups. So, what are the different personal training options that you offer to people?
Okay, totally. Well, our most popular option is the one-on-one personal training option. Okay, that's one client works with one trainer, and you have 100% attention from that trainer. So basically,
can they pick how often, or do you recommend you sit down and
during the initial consultation? Okay, so if someone's interested in personal training, what I recommend them to do is to either get in touch with me via email. You can call me. You can even swing by. Okay. From there, we set up a consultation, which is no charge to the potential client, but it just gives me an opportunity to get to know them. It gives them an opportunity to know me, and from there, I give them recommendations as to what I think best fits their needs based on what their goals are and what their fitness level is. That could be meeting with me, once a week. It could be meeting with me 3 times a week. If someone says, I'm pretty committed outside of the time that we're personally training, I'll design them a program to follow during that time. But one thing I tell people is that when they start training, don't think that because they have a personal trainer and they're training 1 or 2 times a week and they're doing nothing else outside of those 2 sessions that they're going to reach the success that they want. A lot more goes into it than just a personal training session.
It's a commitment. Yeah.
It's a commitment. I mean, you can't work out twice a week and expect to really get anywhere. So it's basically the whole package at RayFit. We do program design for...
Yeah, that's what I want to... If you work with someone like me, you got a lot of upside.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I took an hour a week and I came in and say Monday at 8 o'clock, tell the viewers or run the viewers through what generally you would have me do.
Well, I mean, it
depends on...
Yeah, it depends on a lot. Okay, say your goal was to lose a little bit of fat, gain a little bit of muscle, okay? And that's generally what most people are looking for these days, Paul. Whether you're a guy or a girl, most people just want to be fit, they want to be healthy, they want to have a functional body, okay? But they want to also keep the strength, okay? And women don't want to look masculine, right? So most of the things we do at RayFit involve high-intensity circuit training or interval training.
High-intensity circuit training?
Circuit training, yeah. So basically that means setting up anywhere
tired already. I'm tired. Go ahead.
It's not a sweat a little bit.
Okay.
That intense circuit training means we set up anywhere from 2 to 10 different exercises, and we'll do each exercise for either a certain number of reps or we'll do it for a certain number of time. We'll take a small rest and we'll go to the next exercise. We'll do that for a certain number of reps, a certain amount of time, take a small rest, go to the next exercise.
So again, you want to make it exciting and different.
You want to make it exciting and different, but this type of training, this circuit training, involves all aspects of fitness, okay? So we have the muscle strength aspect, okay? The muscle endurance aspect, which is the ability for muscles to perform exercises for a long duration. We also have the cardiorespiratory endurance aspect of it, which is, how long can your body endure physical activity? So it's all 3 aspects of fitness into one workout. And
okay, there's 3 aspects. Say them again.
Well, there's more than that, but there's 3 important aspects in my opinion. So we have muscle strength, muscle endurance, and then cardiorespiratory endurance.
Now, are those machine generated, or do you do it?
There's no machine.
I know. That's I remember seeing when I.
Yeah, my opinion on machines is you're very limited as to what you can do. You program the machine, you go on it. Most people don't challenge themselves enough on the machine to get results. If you're on a strength training machine, say like a chest press or a lat pull down, your body can only go in one range of motion. So you're only working one particular muscle group at that time.
Okay, so you achieve it without machines. So tell us how.
Yeah.
Tell us. Yeah. Okay. So go on to what you were talking.
At RayFit, we do everything from body weight exercises to we have TRX suspension training. We have battle ropes. We have kettlebells. We have stability devices, and then we also
like a reality show.
It should be one day.
It could be.
And then you know, we also have, you know, some dumbbells and barbells and regular weights, but there's no machines.
Okay, that's interesting.
So
you got to be hands-on.
Yeah, hands-on. We have to be creative.
And they can do it at home then, obviously, as well. I would think.
A lot of my clients are stay-at-home moms, or there are people who travel a lot and they don't have access to a gym when they travel. So what I do to make sure that they stay on track and they keep progressing is, just because they're traveling for the week, or say their kid is sick, or whatever the reason may be, they can't get to a gym, I have most of my clients doing body weight workouts wherever they go, just so they can stay on track. So if you say, hey Ray, I'm traveling the next week, the hotel I'm staying at doesn't have a gym, what should I do? Before you leave, we'll meet up, I'll go over what I want you to do for your body weight workout, and all you have to do is do it. I mean, I come up with everything as far as program design. I plan the workouts. I come up with meal plans for people. I even take people to the grocery store and I show them how to shop. I make your grocery list. I make out, okay, so day one, meal one, this is what you eat. 4 egg whites, 1 packet instant oatmeal, a banana. That's meal 1. Meal 2, da, 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 da. I map out every single thing of your whole program.
So it's comprehensive.
It's a lot. To be a successful trainer, a lot goes into it, Paul. You can't, it's not just about the 1, 2, or 3 hours a week you spend with that person. I'm constantly emailing clients, making sure they're staying on track. I'm basically holding them accountable for what they're doing, because if they're paying me for a service, I want to make sure that they're getting the results that they deserve. So in order to do that, you have to make sure that they're staying on track.
Well, I think you answered my next question, which is, what differentiates you from other personal trainers? And I'll let you reinforce that again, but I can tell it's the all-in approach that you take with the individual.
You know, before I opened up RayFit, like I said, I worked at one of these big corporate gyms. You know, when they're telling you how they want you to be a trainer, they don't tell you anything that I just told you. They just say, get the people in, sell them a package, trying to get them to train as many days as you can. It's almost like you're a salesman. And from day one, I didn't have that approach. That's just not my style. If I think that someone can train with me 1 day a week and they're capable of working out 2, 3, 4 days a week on their own, following my program, I would tell them that. If someone honestly needed to train with me 3 days a week, I would tell them that. I wouldn't try to BS anybody, Paul. And I think that's part of the reason why I became so successful so fast, was because I was honest and I delivered what I said I was going to do for these people. And before I opened up RayFit, you know, I did some research about other personal training facilities in the area, and they all seem to have the same, in my opinion, lame, boring approach to training, which is, okay guys, shoulder press, shoulder press. Yeah, it's not my style. And what I do works, because I've done it on myself. I've done it on hundreds of clients, both men, women, you know, younger, older. My brother also works for me at RayFit. I got him a job at the same gym I was working at a couple years ago, and I sort of taught him how to become a successful trainer. Yeah, I mentored him, exactly. And he loves it, and he's doing everything he can for his clients, and we're just like 2 peas in a pod over there.
2 questions. When we talk visually, I'm thinking about a one-on-one relationship, but it doesn't have to be. You can have groups, you can have, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about that, because just so they know that there can be a group of twos or
threes, 15, whatever you want. So different training options we have at RayFit. Like I said, we have the one-on-one training, okay? We also have what I call partner training, which is 2 clients, 1 trainer. Generally, those 2 clients know each other, or they're related, they're friends, they're co-workers, or whatever. And they just feel that by working out with a friend, it's, you know, it's almost about half the cost, but you still get the benefits of personal training. And you also have that added motivation of knowing that not only am I there for you, but your friend or coworker, whoever you're training with, is also there for you. So that's partner training. We also have what I call small group training, which is anywhere from 3 to 5 people working together during the same session to reach one common goal. And I also run boot camps, both for adults and kids.
I was hoping you'd mention
Yeah,
that.
so the boot camps I have at RayFit, we offer 4 boot camps now throughout the week. We have Tuesday morning at 6 a.m.
Tell me about the kids ones. That must be
I'll get there, Paul. Relax.
That must be a kick. Go ahead.
So the adult boot camps, right? So we got Tuesday 6 a.m., Thursday 7 p.m., Sunday morning 9 a.m. and 10:30. I can fit up to 15 people in those classes. Most classes are already sold out for the month of March. The reason these classes are very popular is because it gives people an alternative to personal training at a fraction of the price. So you still get the same type of RayFit workout, that dynamic, intense circuit training, something a little different each time, but it's only a fraction of the price. So, you know, a thing I noticed over the past couple of years was kids these days, like I'm talking young kids, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all they want to do is play on the iPad or go play video games, and you know, they're not very active. They live a very sedentary lifestyle, and it sort of bothered me a little bit. So once I opened up RayFit, I started talking to a lot of the moms and dads that I train, and I sort of brought this idea about, what about I do a kids boot camp where we don't use any, you know, equipment. We do a lot of body weight stuff. We use, you know, some balls and bands, but it's more or less, we start every kids boot camp, we talk about nutrition, okay? I try to drill home, okay kids, vegetables, fruits, you know, water, milk. We talk about proteins and why they're important. We talk about why fast food and Doritos and all that stuff should be had on a limited basis. And then we warm up a little bit, and then we do our workout, which is, it's just similar to the adult class in the fact that it's a circuit, but it's not as intense, obviously. And then we cool down with some light stretching at the end, and then the kids run around my place like crazy, and then they go home. It's 45 minutes. Yeah, some parents stay and watch, some parents even participate, but it's actually pretty cool. We just finished our first 8-week session of kids boot camp, and the next session actually starts this Saturday at 11 o'clock at RayFit.
And is all that information on the website?
Yeah, everything's on rayfit.com. Everything that I just talked about is on rayfit.com.
Okay. You've summarized a potential client, what they should be looking for in a personal trainer.
Well, number one, they should look for a personal trainer who is going to, like I said, hold them accountable, okay? And you're going to look for a personal trainer that, in my opinion, say someone comes in and they say, I want to lose weight, or I want to get stronger, or I want to lose body fat, or whatever the case may be. There has to be some sort of baseline information gathered at the beginning to judge progress, okay? So if no trainer mentions that they're gonna calculate your body fat percentage, they're gonna calculate your fat mass, they're gonna calculate your lean body mass, or say someone comes in and says, you know, I wanna get bigger arms, or I wanna increase my bench press, so whatever the situation may be, that trainer has to be like, okay, so we have to get some baseline info from you, so when we reassess, we can make sure that you're progressing towards your goal. And then, so you have to sort of set small, attainable goals for your client in order for them to reach their big goals. So if someone's big goal is to lose 30 pounds, or to lose 10% body fat, or to lose 6 dress sizes, whatever it may be, that's not going to happen overnight.
You keep your eyes on the next leg instead of,
you can't keep looking 6 months down the road being like, when is this 30 pounds going to come off? You got to worry, okay, so I lost 5 this week, that's good. I lost 3 this week, that's good. I'm getting stronger, I can lift more weights, or my endurance is increasing. You have to sort of get baseline information and set small, achievable goals for these clients to make sure that they're staying on task towards reaching that big goal.
Yeah, that sounds like common sense.
Yeah, but you'll be surprised.
Results, you get the results.
A lot of trainers, like I said, Paul, they're just in it for the dollar, and they're just in it for the time they're getting paid. They don't really do all this extra stuff.
What should someone do if they want to talk to you about the best options for them?
Yeah, like I said earlier, you can either get in touch with me through email, you can stop by the shop, 246 Trapello Road, you can give me a call, and then from there, we set up a time for you to come down and to go through what I call a fitness evaluation, which is just an opportunity for the client and myself to get to know each other a little bit. I need to first figure out what their goals are, number one. That's most important, okay? Just to make sure that I can help them. So I figure out what your goals are. From there, I figure out what your past exercise history has been like. We talk about nutrition. We talk about injuries, medications, what brought you to work with a personal trainer. Have you worked with one in the past? gives them an opportunity to ask me any questions they might have. I'll tell them a little bit about my background and why I became a personal trainer. And then from there, we go through what I call a fitness assessment, which is just a mini workout. It gives me an opportunity to judge the potential client's fitness level, gives me a chance to sort of point out some muscle imbalances and some things we can do to correct those. We'll hit upon flexibility, mobility. And
so
then,
basically contact you, either the email or phone, and you'll take it from there.
Yeah, just get a call.
Take it from
you
there.
know, the hardest thing is actually making that first step, you know, the first call or the first email. But once you do that, I mean, I do the rest of the work. It's very easy. You know, I make it fun. I make sure that I come up with a realistic program for each client to reach their goals. And like I said before, we don't have a one.
It's not a cookie cutter.
Exactly.
You're an individual that takes.
Exactly. So
everyone's an individual.
What I do for you isn't the same as what I do for Joey over here. So
we covered a lot. Is there anything else you'd like to add to what we covered?
No, I mean, I just think that, you know, if anybody is serious about reaching their fitness goals, whatever they may be, like I said, I've helped people from 6 to 72, men, women, all body types. I've helped people rehab injuries. I can do it all at RayFit. You just got to call me, let me know what your story is, and I'll come up with a realistic program to reach your goals. And if you stick with what I ask you to do, I can almost guarantee that you'll reach your goals no matter what they are.
Okay, well, tell the viewers how they can contact you and your business again.
Sure. So you can email me at ray@rayfit.com. They can stop by the shop or the facility. It's 246 Trapello Road in Belmont. That's right near that new CVS.
Right.
And they can also give the shop a call. It's 617-932-1343.
Okay, thank you, Ray.
Thanks a lot, Paul.
That concludes this episode of the Belmont Business Report. I'd like to thank my guest, Ray Peleckas. I know I learned a lot, and hopefully you have too. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next episode of the Belmont Business Report. I'm Airasian, reminding you to support your local businesses.